I still have so much stuff to figure out, and I feel like I still have so much to learn in my work, but that's kind of the fun.
Jennifer Connelly, a scandal-free actress, free of controversies, yet her life has been anything but ordinary. A career spanning over 40 years, an Oscar win, and roles in blockbuster films, yet at one point, she vanished from Hollywood without a trace. Then, out of nowhere, she made a stunning comeback with Top Gun, Maverick, a film that left the world in awe. Tom Cruise, a man known for meticulously controlling every aspect of his career, handpicked her as his co-star, even though the two had never met before. Why? But this isn't just the story of a Hollywood star. It's also about a love story so bizarre it seems unreal, an engagement without ever dating, a life-changing decision made in the blink of an eye. So, who is Jennifer Connelly, really? And why is Gen Z, an audience captivated by young superstars, so obsessed with an actress from the 1980s? This is a story you won't be able to look away from. Jennifer Connelly was born on December 12, 1970 in Cairo, New York, but she spent most of her childhood in Brooklyn Heights, a quiet neighborhood in New York City. She grew up in a middle-class family. Her father, Gerard Connelly, was a clothing manufacturer, while her mother, Eileen, was an antique dealer. Her heritage, Irish, Polish, and Russian, gave her the unique beauty that Hollywood would later admire. Despite her striking appearance, Jennifer was a shy, introverted child with few friends. Life became even more challenging when her family had to move due to her father's asthma. To escape the pollution of the city, they relocated to Woodstock in 1976, when Jennifer was just 6 years old. 4 years later, the family returned to Brooklyn Heights, where she continued her studies at St. Anne's School, a prestigious institution known for its intensive arts programs. At the age of 10, Jennifer's life took an unexpected turn. A family friend working in advertising suggested that she had the potential to become a model. Shortly after, her parents sent her photos to Ford Modeling Agency, one of the top modeling agencies in the country. She was quickly signed and soon appeared in fashion magazines, television commercials, and even on massive billboards in New York City. Yet Jennifer never truly enjoyed the work. It wasn't something she had chosen for herself, but rather an opportunity her parents believed was in her best interest. Instead of resisting, she decided to do her best, a trait that would define her entire career. Few people know that Jennifer Connelly struggled with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, from a young age, and had to take medication to manage it. Despite this, she was an outstanding student, spending most of her time in the library rather than socializing. "I wanted to connect with people, but I didn't know how," she later admitted about her lonely high school years. After graduating in 1988, Jennifer was accepted into Yale University, majoring in English literature. But instead of embracing the vibrant college experience, she buried herself in books, leading a near-solitary existence. "I wasn't really interested in having a social life or sleeping or eating much. I was a complete bookworm, spending most of my time in the law school library, which was open 24 hours. 2 years later, Jennifer realized that academia wasn't the right path for her. She transferred to Stanford University to study drama, where she trained under renowned acting coaches like Roy London, Howard Fine, and Harold Guskin. Their guidance helped refine her acting skills and laid the foundation for her future career. However, even with the opportunity to learn from the best, Jennifer wasn't entirely captivated by the world of acting. She remained uncertain about whether this was the path she truly wanted to follow. But her parents thought otherwise. They encouraged her to leave university and return to the film industry. And Jennifer listened. She dropped out and officially stepped into Hollywood. Growing up in front of the camera, Jennifer Connelly quickly became a familiar face in fashion magazines. By the age of 10, she was appearing in commercials for major brands, becoming one of Ford Modeling Agency's most promising child models. Yet, despite the steady income and early fame, she never truly loved the fashion industry. Everything changed when Hollywood came knocking. In 1983, at just 13 years old, Jennifer auditioned for Once Upon a Time in America, the epic crime film by legendary director Sergio Leone. The surprising part? She had no prior acting experience, but she was cast for a simple reason. She bore a striking resemblance to Elizabeth McGovern, the actress playing the adult version of her character. Jennifer played Deborah Gelly, a young girl dreaming of becoming a dancer. The only problem? She had never taken a single dance lesson in her life. When Leone asked her to perform an impromptu dance in front of the camera, all she could do was give it her best shot. "I can only imagine how that must have looked. Probably hilarious," she later admitted. But somehow Leone saw something special in her, and with just a few scenes, Jennifer officially stepped into the world of cinema. The film was shot in both New York and Rome, and this experience fundamentally changed how she viewed acting. For the first time, she found herself on a grand movie set, where everything was recreated with incredible attention to detail. The streets of 1920s New York were meticulously rebuilt in Italy, capturing every nuance of the era. She witnessed firsthand how a massive production came to life, and more importantly, she felt the strange, magnetic pull of filmmaking. "I didn't fully understand my role or the movie itself, but I remember standing there on set thinking that this place was something truly special." When the film was released in 1984, it received widespread critical acclaim. While Jennifer's role was only a small part of the larger story, it opened the doors of Hollywood for her. Following Once Upon a Time in America, Jennifer continued modeling while taking on smaller film roles. Then, in 1986, she landed a major opportunity, the lead role in Labyrinth, directed by Jim Henson. At just 15 years old, Jennifer was cast as Sarah, a young girl who finds herself trapped in a mystical labyrinth, forced to rescue her baby brother. The film was shot in London, where she was introduced to elaborate sets, extravagant costumes, and, most fascinating of all, lifelike puppetry. Puppet technology at the time was incredibly complex. One of the film's key characters, Hoggle, was not just controlled by an actor in a suit, but also operated by 4 additional puppeteers manipulating its facial expressions via remote control. "I had never seen anything like that before. It was absolutely overwhelming," Jennifer recalled. As a young actress, she had to learn how to interact and react to the puppets as if they were real, a skill that required remarkable acting precision. But Labyrinth wasn't just special because of its puppetry. There was another figure who made the film truly legendary, David Bowie. In Labyrinth, David Bowie played the Goblin King, an irresistibly enigmatic villain. For many, this remains one of his most iconic roles. However, at the time, Jennifer Connelly didn't fully grasp the magnitude of Bowie's legacy. At just 15 years old, Jennifer was cast as Sarah, a young girl who finds herself trapped in a mystical labyrinth, forced to rescue her baby brother. The film was shot in London, where she was introduced to elaborate sets, extravagant costumes, and, most fascinating of all, lifelike puppetry. Puppet technology at the time was incredibly complex. One of the film's key characters, Hoggle, was not just controlled by an actor in a suit, but also operated by 4 additional puppeteers manipulating its facial expressions via remote control. "I had never seen anything like that before. It was absolutely overwhelming," Jennifer recalled. As a young actress, she had to learn how to interact and react to the puppets as if they were real, a skill that required remarkable acting precision. But Labyrinth wasn't just special because of its puppetry. There was another figure who made the film truly legendary, David Bowie. In Labyrinth, David Bowie played the Goblin King, an irresistibly enigmatic villain. For many, this remains one of his most iconic roles. However, at the time, Jennifer Connelly didn't fully grasp the magnitude of Bowie's legacy. However, over the years, Labyrinth built a devoted fan following and gradually earned its status as a cult classic. The film's unique blend of music, acting, and groundbreaking puppetry helped it retain a lasting appeal, leading to annual fan conventions, comic books, novels, and various spin-off merchandise. To this day, Labyrinth remains highly influential. A sequel is currently in development, with Robert Eggers attached as director and co-writer, promising to bring the mystical labyrinthine world to a new generation. Although Labyrinth didn't immediately propel Jennifer Connelly to stardom, it was the film that made her fall in love with acting. Witnessing the boundless creativity on set, she realized that filmmaking wasn't just a job, it was an art form. As Jennifer Connelly transitioned into adulthood, she had all the makings of a Hollywood star, captivating looks, years of acting experience, and collaborations with legends like Jim Henson and David Bowie. But reality was far from a fairy tale. This was an era dominated by actresses like Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock, and Meg Ryan, box office queens who ruled mainstream cinema. Meanwhile, Jennifer struggled with roles that lacked impact, never quite making the breakthrough she needed. She appeared in a string of films including The Hot Spot, 1990, Career Opportunities, 1991, Mulholland Falls, 1996, and Dark City, 1998. While these projects were diverse, none of them propelled her to the level of recognition she sought. One of the biggest obstacles she faced was Hollywood's inability to categorize her. With her striking features but quiet, introspective presence, she was often typecast into seductive yet shallow roles, rather than being given the chance to showcase emotional depth. The sense of being lost in the industry grew stronger, making her question the path she was on. At times, she even considered walking away from Hollywood in search of a more ordinary life. But just when it seemed like everything was slipping away, a script arrived, one that would change her career entirely. A role that wouldn't just prove Jennifer's true talent, but would also take her all the way to the Oscars. In 2000, when director Darren Aronofsky approached Jennifer Connelly with the script for Requiem for a Dream, she knew this wasn't just an opportunity, it was the biggest challenge of her career. In the film, Jennifer played Marion Silver, a young woman caught in a downward spiral of addiction, delusion, and inescapable tragedy. It was a psychologically intense role that required her to shed every trace of her previous image and fully immerse herself in the character. I had never taken on a role like this before. I knew I had to dive in. I couldn't just skim the surface, Jennifer recalled. To prepare, she spent significant time meeting and talking with individuals who had real-life experiences with addiction. She wanted to grasp the psychology, pain, and desperation of her character, ensuring an authentic and deeply moving performance on screen. But Requiem for a Dream wasn't just a film about addiction. It was a brutal psychological journey where dreams shattered into nightmares, and Jennifer's character endured harrowing physical and emotional trauma. The film pushed Jennifer to her limits. She became so deeply engrossed in her role that, at times, she lost control of her emotions on set. One of the most intense moments was a heated argument scene between Marion and Harry, played by Jared Leto. The tension in the scene was so raw that the two actually started fighting in real life. I don't remember exactly what happened, but somehow we were truly arguing. It wasn't just acting anymore, Jennifer later revealed. Despite the on-set tensions, they quickly reconciled and continued working together, and that unfiltered intensity became one of the film's most powerful moments. Requiem for a Dream was not an easy film to watch. It was brutal, haunting, and left audiences deeply shaken. But for Jennifer Connelly, it was a turning point. The film shattered her teen actress image and proved that she was capable of delivering complex, emotionally charged performances. After Requiem for a Dream, Jennifer Connelly had proven her acting prowess, but she still needed a film that could cement her place among Hollywood's A-list. That opportunity came with A Beautiful Mind, 2001, the film that would lead her to Oscar glory. The moment she read the script, Jennifer knew this role was something special. "If I get this part, I will never ask for a better role again," she admitted. The project brought together some of Hollywood's biggest names: director Ron Howard, leading man Russell Crowe, and a story based on the real-life struggles of John Nash, a mathematical genius battling schizophrenia. Jennifer played Alicia Nash, the devoted wife who stood by John through his darkest times. This wasn't just a supporting role. It was a deeply emotional character, requiring her to convey resilience, heartbreak, and unconditional love for a husband struggling with his mental state. Throughout filming, Jennifer had to maintain an intense emotional depth, but the most challenging scene came with a harrowing moment. Alicia Nash discovering that John had nearly drowned their son in the bathtub due to a delusional episode. This wasn't just a scene demanding explosive emotions, it was also a technical challenge. The sequence was filmed at 2 different locations, requiring Jennifer to maintain continuity in her performance, even though the 2 parts may have been shot weeks apart. You can't just flip a switch and recreate an emotion exactly the same way. It has to come from within, Jennifer explained. It was a test that not every actor could pass, but Jennifer delivered, and that very moment became one of the most haunting and unforgettable in the film. Upon its release, A Beautiful Mind became a major success, earning 8 Academy Award nominations and winning 4, including Best Picture. For Jennifer Connelly, it was a career-defining moment. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, marking a turning point in her journey. From a struggling teen actress trying to find her place, Jennifer had risen to the ranks of Hollywood's elite, earning both critical and audience acclaim. Having reached the pinnacle of success, she became more selective with her roles and began appearing on screen less frequently than before. In 2022, more than 2 decades after the peak of A Beautiful Mind, Jennifer Connelly made an unexpected return in a massive blockbuster, Top Gun: Maverick. This wasn't just her comeback in a major commercial film, it was also a milestone that introduced her to an entirely new generation of audiences. For those who had seen Top Gun, 1986, the name Penny Benjamin wasn't unfamiliar. She was mentioned in the original film as one of Maverick's, Tom Cruise, past flings, but never appeared on screen. Over 35 years later, Jennifer Connelly finally brought Penny to life, a strong, independent, and worldly woman who serves as Maverick's emotional anchor in the sequel. What made this role even more special was that it was Tom Cruise himself who personally invited Jennifer to play Penny, despite the 2 having never worked together before. She later shared that he could have chosen anyone, but he chose her, and that made her feel a deep responsibility to give her absolute best. Tom Cruise isn't just Hollywood's top action star, he is also famously obsessed with perfection. On set, he was constantly thinking about how to make each scene more dynamic and compelling. His professionalism and laser-sharp focus left a profound impression on Jennifer, and this dedication translated into an undeniable on-screen chemistry between their characters. 2 individuals who had experienced loss, lived through life's uncertainties, yet still yearned for freedom and love. Being part of Top Gun, Maverick also pushed Jennifer out of her comfort zone in a completely unexpected way, forcing her to confront one of her biggest fears. While the film revolves around fighter jets and military aviation, the truth was that Jennifer didn't actually like flying. But Tom Cruise, who is a certified pilot himself, decided to help her overcome this fear in his own unique way. He took her up in a P-51 Mustang, a World War II fighter plane, soaring over mountain ranges while another jet flew alongside them to capture aerial shots. At first, Jennifer was understandably anxious, but Cruise's expertise and meticulous approach made her feel completely at ease. Instead of fear, she found herself genuinely enjoying the flight, later describing it as an unforgettable experience. Not only did Jennifer take to the skies, but she also had to steer a sailboat in the film. In a pivotal scene, Penny Benjamin navigates through challenging weather conditions. Initially, this sequence was filmed in San Diego against a backdrop of breathtaking ocean scenery. However, upon reviewing the footage, Tom Cruise was unsatisfied. He felt the scene wasn't fast enough, wasn't thrilling enough. So they decided to reshoot it in San Francisco, where the strong winds and crashing waves would make for a far more intense and exhilarating experience. But preparing for this sequence required Jennifer to train in an unexpected way, right in her own home. She practiced by standing on her coffee table while her kids blew air into her face, splashed water at her, and did everything they could to help her maintain balance and focus on delivering her lines under extreme conditions. Thanks to this unorthodox training method, by the time she stepped onto the actual set, she was able to handle everything naturally, without losing focus. After years of anticipation, Top Gun: Maverick finally hit theaters and became a worldwide sensation. Jennifer watched the film at least 3 or 4 times with audiences, and each time she felt the electrifying energy in the room. She saw people laughing, crying, clapping, and cheering, not just for the adrenaline-pumping action, but because the film carried an emotional depth that resonated with them. Even her own children loved the movie and felt proud knowing that they had helped their mother train for her performance. Jennifer believed the film arrived at the perfect moment, at a time when audiences craved an extraordinary theatrical experience. After the pandemic, people longed for joy and connection, and Top Gun: Maverick delivered exactly that. In her view, this movie wasn't just for fans of the original. It evoked nostalgia while still feeling fresh and deeply moving. And if anyone hadn't seen Top Gun: Maverick yet, this was the perfect time to head to the theater and witness a true cinematic spectacle. With its phenomenal success, Top Gun: Maverick became a box office juggernaut, grossing over $1.49 billion worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film of Tom Cruise's career. Not only did it satisfy longtime Top Gun fans, but it also created a new wave of admirers, with Gen Z suddenly obsessed with Jennifer Connelly. Once an icon of the 80s and 90s, she now stood as proof that true talent is timeless. With this triumphant return, Jennifer Connelly had made one thing clear: she never left the game. She simply waited for the right moment to come back. Beyond the ups and downs of her career, Jennifer Connelly's personal life has also been marked by unexpected twists and turns. Before meeting the true love of her life, she had 2 significant relationships, each leaving a profound impact on her journey. One of Jennifer's most notable romances was with actor Billy Campbell, her co-star in The Rocketeer, 1991. The two began dating after working together on the film and maintained their relationship for 5 years. However, despite their long time together, they were ultimately unable to take the next step toward marriage. In 1996, they parted ways, closing an important chapter in Jennifer's life. Not long after her breakup with Campbell, Jennifer entered another relationship, this time with photographer David Dugan. Though their time together was brief, it led to a life-changing moment, becoming a mother for the first time. In 1997, she gave birth to her son, Kai Dugan, marking a new chapter in her life. Despite their romantic relationship ending, Jennifer and David Dugan remained on good terms, co-parenting their son with mutual respect and care. These 2 relationships shaped Jennifer's perspective on love and life, helping her grow both personally and emotionally. But it wasn't until she met Paul Bettany that she finally found a love that felt complete, one that began with a bold and unexpected decision. This is the story of a boy who fell in love with a girl at the age of 15, a love shaped by the weight of loss, and a bold decision neither of them ever regretted. In 1986, a teenage Paul Bettany, then just 15 years old, was living in a boarding school in Hertfordshire, England. One day, he watched Labyrinth, where Jennifer Connelly starred alongside the legendary David Bowie. From the very first moment he saw her on screen, Paul was utterly captivated. He wasn't just a regular fan, he made a silent promise to himself. One day he would marry Jennifer Connelly. But at the time, it was nothing more than an impossible dream. Jennifer was a rising young actress in Hollywood, while Paul was just an ordinary schoolboy living on the other side of the world. Little did he know that fate had already set things in motion to turn his wildest dream into reality. Though Jennifer remained in his thoughts, Paul's life wasn't solely defined by a romantic fantasy. At the age of 16, he experienced the greatest loss of his life when his younger brother, Matthew, just 8 years old, tragically fell from the roof of a sports hall and passed away. The tragedy shattered his family. Once a loving, happy home, his world was now consumed by grief. Paul later admitted that his brother's death destroyed his teenage years, stripping away the sense of invincibility and carefree spirit that a 16 or 17-year-old should have had. Losing the most important person in his life, Paul withdrew into himself. But this pain also shaped him into the man he would later become, someone who lived with urgency, refusing to waste time once he realized what truly mattered. Despite his grief, Paul never gave up on his passion. His acting career gradually gained traction, and his first major breakthrough came when he starred in A Knight's Tale alongside Heath Ledger. That role caught the attention of director Ron Howard, who later cast him in A Beautiful Mind. For the first time in his life, Paul finally had the chance to meet Jennifer Connelly, the girl he had been enchanted by since he was a teenager. On set, he was immediately drawn to her. But while he was feeling an undeniable pull toward Jennifer, she only saw him as a talented actor, nothing more. At the time, both had their own separate lives. Paul was in a relationship with Laura Fraser, his co-star from A Knight's Tale, while Jennifer was focused on raising her 3-year-old son, Kai, from her previous relationship with photographer David Dugan. She was also rumored to be dating Russell Crowe. Though they had a natural fondness for each other, once filming wrapped, they went their separate ways, without anything happening between them. A year later, on September 11th, 2001, Paul Bettany was in Tuscany, Italy, filming a movie. While out shopping, he noticed a crowd gathered outside a cafe, their eyes glued to a television screen. At first, he assumed they were watching a football match. But as he pushed his way to the front, he was met with a horrifying sight: the second plane crashing into the Twin Towers. The world seemed to collapse before his eyes. And in that moment, one singular thought flashed through Paul's mind. He had to call Jennifer immediately. He rushed home and spent the next 2 days desperately trying to reach her. When Jennifer finally picked up, he didn't hesitate for a second. "I'm coming to you. Let's get married." The most astonishing part? Jennifer agreed instantly. They had never dated, never been in an official relationship, but in that moment, they both realized that they didn't want to waste another second apart. Their relationship didn't follow conventional rules. There were no long, drawn-out dates or cautious phases of getting to know each other. But after September 11th, Paul understood that when you find true love, you don't wait. Jennifer, who already had a 3-year-old son, Kai, was ready to embrace this life-changing decision. Paul knew that this wasn't just about love. It was a defining moment that required him to leave behind everything, his home, his career in England, to start a new chapter with Jennifer in the US. And he didn't hesitate. Just 4 months after that fateful phone call on January 1st, 2003, Paul Bettany and Jennifer Connelly were officially husband and wife. They married in a private ceremony in Scotland, a wedding Paul described as Victorian style since they had never lived together before tying the knot. The celebration wasn't overly extravagant, but it was deeply personal. In a uniquely playful touch, instead of traditional wedding formalities, their guests ended up playing Twister, turning the event into a warm and joyful gathering. After the wedding, Paul moved permanently to Brooklyn to live with Jennifer and Kai. Not long after, they welcomed their first child together, Stellan Bettany, in 2003, followed by their daughter, Agnes Lark Bettany, in 2011. Despite how unexpected their love story was, their relationship was anything but fleeting. To this day, they remain one of Hollywood's most enduring couples, standing by each other through life's highs and lows. Their story isn't just a dream come true, it's proof that sometimes love arrives in the most unexpected ways. And when you find the right person, you just know. After getting married, Paul and Jennifer chose to keep their family life private, avoiding the unnecessary drama of Hollywood. They never chased after glamorous events or sought attention in high-profile interviews. Instead, they prioritized a quiet, grounded life with their children. Paul once openly admitted, "Marriage and children saved me. They helped me realize what truly matters in life." For him, Jennifer and their kids aren't just family, they are his greatest source of strength, the force that helped him overcome his past traumas and move toward a more meaningful life. Despite their deep love, Paul and Jennifer are complete opposites in personality. Jennifer is reserved, private, and naturally drawn to a quiet, simple life. Paul, on the other hand, is outgoing, humorous, and social. He has never shied away from expressing his love for his wife, often showering her with heartfelt compliments in interviews. Jennifer, however, prefers to show affection through actions rather than words. At first glance, their differences might seem like a contrast, but in reality, they are the perfect balance for each other. Paul brings energy, optimism, and laughter into their home, while Jennifer provides stability and a sense of peace, grounding their family. This perfect complement is what has kept their marriage strong for over 2 decades, despite the pressures of Hollywood and the challenges that come with fame. Even after more than 4 decades in the entertainment industry, Jennifer Connelly has maintained something rare in Hollywood, a career free from scandals and controversies. She has never been entangled in tabloid drama or sensational headlines. Instead, she has let her talent and performances speak for themselves. In an industry where many stars rely on publicity stunts or shocking personal stories to stay relevant, Jennifer has remained luminous purely through her craft. This is precisely why she is regarded as one of the most respected actresses in Hollywood. Beyond her acting prowess, Jennifer has also been celebrated as one of the world's most beautiful women, frequently appearing in honorary lists by Time, Vanity Fair, and Esquire. But her beauty isn't just about appearances. It stems from her graceful lifestyle, quiet strength, and meaningful pursuits. Unlike many celebrities who use their fame to cultivate personal branding, Jennifer has chosen to use her influence for something far greater. She has been an active humanitarian, serving as an ambassador for Amnesty International and Save the Children, advocating for human rights and child protection. Additionally, she has been involved in Charity Water, a campaign focused on bringing clean water to underprivileged countries. True to her nature, she doesn't seek attention for her philanthropy, nor does she use it as a PR tool. Instead, she approaches it with quiet dedication, a reflection of who she truly is in real life. But Jennifer isn't just an actress. She is a woman of many talents. Aside from English, she is fluent in both French and Italian, showcasing her deep appreciation for global cultures. And in an unexpected twist, during her youth, she even recorded 2 songs in Japanese, Modern Love and Message of Love. Initially, these were merely commercial projects, but to her surprise, both songs became hits in Japan, proving her international appeal even at the very start of her career. After more than 4 decades in the entertainment industry, Jennifer Connelly continues to dedicate herself to the art of acting, but with a different approach. Instead of chasing fame, she carefully selects roles that she truly enjoys and finds meaningful. She no longer appears frequently on screen. But for her, acting is no longer just a job or a way to maintain relevance. It is a journey of self-discovery through each character she portrays. She has often expressed that there is always more to learn and that stepping into different roles allows her to understand herself even more deeply. While she remains active in the industry, Jennifer has chosen a slower, more intentional life. She and Paul Bettany have built a peaceful home together, prioritizing their family and the values that truly matter. Paul once said, "Marriage and children saved me. They helped me realize what truly matters in life." For Jennifer, the most important things are not awards or fame, but the small, meaningful moments, family dinners, the laughter of her children, and quiet afternoon strolls through Brooklyn Heights, the place where she grew up and chose to raise her own family. Although she keeps a low profile, Jennifer has made a few notable appearances in 2024. On April 29th, she attended the global premiere of Dark Matter, an Apple TV Plus series at the Hammer Museum in Los Angeles. With her signature elegance, she once again proved her timeless grace and sophistication in the public eye. Earlier, on March 5th, she attended Louis Vuitton's Fall-Winter 2024 to 2025 fashion show during Paris Fashion Week, where she remains one of the brand's most prominent ambassadors. In interviews, Jennifer expressed her admiration for designer Nicolas Ghesquière, highlighting her appreciation for creativity and innovation, reinforcing her status not just as an acclaimed actress, but also as a fashion icon. On May 5th, Jennifer appeared on the cover of Observer magazine, where she reflected on her career journey, upcoming projects, and her perspective on life. In late October 2024, she marked the 24th anniversary of Requiem for a Dream with a heartfelt social media post, expressing gratitude to the film's cast, crew, and the fans who have supported it over the years. Even in her 50s, Jennifer Connelly remains stunningly captivating. But to her, beauty isn't a tool to maintain public attention. It is a reflection of a well-balanced life, both physically and mentally. She follows a holistic approach to health, focusing on a combination of diet, physical exercise, and mental well-being. Jennifer follows a primarily vegetarian diet, occasionally including fish. She has also embraced a simple yet endearing habit, eating pink lady apples every day, sometimes up to 3 a day. Even as time passes, Jennifer Connelly's presence in Hollywood remains as influential as ever, not just through her work, but through the way she lives her life with quiet strength, grace, and authenticity. In addition to her nutrition, Jennifer Connelly prioritizes exercise to maintain her strength and agility. She runs several times a week and has practiced yoga for years to keep her body balanced. When asked about her beauty secrets, she simply smiles and reveals that she has never had her eyebrows professionally shaped, only making minimal adjustments to keep them natural. In fact, she has only trimmed her eyebrows once in her life, when filming A Beautiful Mind. In a world where many people alter their appearance to fit beauty standards, Jennifer chooses to embrace her natural self, letting her authentic beauty reflect who she truly is. As 2025 unfolds, fans eagerly anticipate her upcoming projects, knowing that Jennifer remains selective about her roles, focusing on quality over quantity. She is a star who needs no scandals, no publicity stunts, yet continues to intrigue and captivate new generations. And perhaps that is the true magic of Jennifer Connelly, a star who never tries to shine, yet never stops glowing. Jennifer Connelly is Hollywood's paradox, immensely talented, yet never loud about it. Stunningly beautiful, yet never defined by her looks. A love story that seemed improbable, yet has endured far longer than most of Hollywood's glamorous marriages. Above all, she is someone who keeps moving forward, constantly learning, evolving, and staying true to her values. Jennifer Connelly is not just an actress, she is an icon, not because of scandals or controversy, but because of who she is. In a world where fame can disappear in an instant, Jennifer has remained unshaken. No scandals, no publicity stunts, no desperate chase for the spotlight. Yet a whole new generation is obsessed with her. If you're a Jennifer Connelly fan, leave a comment. Yes, love Jennifer Connelly, and share your thoughts below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss another inspiring story about the stars you love. See you in the next video.